Hi everyone, this is Cindy with Creating with the Heart, and today I am welcoming you guys all to Celebrate It Friday. And my idea behind Celebrate It Friday for my blog is to showcase cards that celebrate different events like birthdays and babies and weddings. But right now I'm having a special edition, and my special edition is to be showcasing cards made using the licensed cartridges. And right now I am using the Disney ones. We spent a lot of money on these cartridges. I was really excited to get them because I grew up in Anaheim. I live 10 minutes away from Disneyland, and I have tons of pictures, and everyone in my family, knows who all the characters are, and I know they would love to get cards made with some of these characters. However, they're super frustrating to cut out. They have lots of parts, they're really small, and so you have to be very creative if you're going to use these cartridges. So today, I cut out Peter Pan. This is out of a Disney Classics cartridge. And one of the things that I noticed in YouTube is that there are not a lot of cards made using the different Disney characters, especially the Disney Classics. I see more Mickey Mouse and Minnie and that sort of thing, but I don't see a lot of the Disney Classics or the Pixar. So I've been focusing on those so that the viewers out there can see some cards and maybe get inspired and maybe feel, that they can attempt to make these because they are hard. One of my suggestions is to cut your image as large as you can and still fit him on whatever project you're making. Now, what I discovered with Peter Pan is I cut him at 4 inches, and really to fit on an A2 card, he probably could be cut bigger, maybe as big as 5 inches, because he's skinny. Sometimes you cut an image and the height is the right height, but it's kind of wide, so it doesn't really fit really well in your card. But he's kind of a skinny image, so he would work really well at a larger size and still fit on a card. But I'd already cut him out and decided to try it. So I've got for his shoes, I cut using Stampin' Up! A couple years ago had an in color with this kind of yellow that no one liked. But what I found with this particular yellow is it works really well for Pluto. It works really well for the boots and shoes and things in Disney cartridges. It's kind of like that correct color for that. So that's what I cut that out at. I also had this emerald green and an olive, so I cut that out. The flesh is kind of a vanilla, and I used Dusty Durango for his hair and his feather. And then I went and I used my green stickles to kind of stickle up his tights, and they kind of sparkle and look really good. And the eyes and the mouth did not cut at all. So if you cut him out, understand that unless you're cutting him out huge, those pieces are not going to cut very well in a usable way. So my suggestion to you is don't even bother cutting him out, because unless you're cutting it at like 8 or 9 inches, it's probably not even going to cut out. I use my white gel pen to color in his eyes and color in his teeth. He doesn't have a tongue. His is like a white of his teeth. So I use my gel pen to do that, and it looks pretty good. So you can get away with that. And then I also cut with my everyday Paper Dolls cartridge. I think I cut this at about 1.75 inches. And it is one of the accessories in Everyday Paper Dolls. And then I took my yellow stickles, which is handy dandy, and I went over all the spots that were supposed to be windows, because it kind of didn't cut really well, so you couldn't really see through it. And plus I'm putting it on this other paper, so it wouldn't really work. I went ahead and did this yellow stickles, so it kind of looks like lights at night. I think it looks pretty cool. And my paper that I'm using an A2 white card base, which is 5.5 by 4.25. And then my base cardstock is black at 5.5 by 4.25. It fits right on top. And then my fun cloud paper is 5.25 by 4. And this paper is My Mind's Eye. It is Lime Twist Fly a Kite. Love this paper. My Mind's Eye has, I think, some of the best 6x6 paper pads around right now. They've got tons of variety, lots of different colors, all double-sided, and they've got some fabulous, fabulous things. So I love that. And then this is a very, very, very simple card. So this is going to fit here on the bottom. And then my idea is for Peter Pan to look like he's flying in the clouds on top of the city. So on top of London, we'll pretend that that is London. We'll see, since we're having the London Olympics very, very soon. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting this part of my card together. And ATG kind of. All right, I'm going to fit this there. And it is intimidating to use these cartridges. They do have a lot of small parts. Even saying that, I hope that Provocraft is going to be coming out with some more of them, because we're missing some princesses, and we've got some new movies that came out, and I would love to see them in a Cricut cartridge. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and put down my Cityscape. And that is going to need, I'm just going to kind of, I don't know where my two-way glue pen is right now, so I'm going to kind of use my ATG and hope I don't rip anything. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to put that down right directly on the bottom. And it fits just like that. Get my ATG pieces. Okay, and then my Peter Pan is on foam tape, and so I want him kind of looking like he's just looking, he's in the clouds and right above the city. I remember reading Peter Pan when I was a little girl, actually, before I even saw the movie, and I loved Peter Pan. Same way I feel about Mary Poppins, which is my favorite Disney. I don't know how they would make a Cricut cartridge out of her, but I love her. Okay, so there's Peter, kind of above the clouds. And then my sentiment, which is absolutely perfect. It says, "Dreams do come true if only we wish hard enough," by J.M. Barrie. And if you don't know, J.M. Barrie wrote Peter Pan. So I thought that was very cute. And that one comes from Pink by Design Animated Greetings, which is like my go-to stamp set for all things Disney. So that's fabulous. And I put this on foam tape, and this was just stamped in green, and I used a punch. I used I think I have it out here, this punch right here from Stampin' Up. And of course, nobody writes the names of the punches on the punch, so I can't remember what it's called, but this is what it looks like, and it fit just barely. And that goes right there on top. And here is my card for Celebrate It Friday, Disney Special Edition, using the Disney Classics cartridge and Peter Pan. Thank you so much for watching today. Remember, this is Cindy from Creating with the Heart, and thank you very much for watching me today.